Welcome back to my channel, and before we jump in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you'll never miss an update for my upcoming content. Alright, let's get started. Yes, it's about that time of the year that Apple announces the latest improvements to their next generation of iPhones. Though the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max look very similar to the 14, there are a couple of notable features that I think is worth mentioning. Both the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max have a 48 megapixel camera when using their main lens, which is like a 24mm field of view with an aperture value of f2.8. It also delivers 12 megapixel images with its ultra wide lens at about 13mm worth of field of view. Let's get to what makes the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max stand out from its older generations. The iPhone 15 Pro Max now has a 5x telephoto zoom, which is the longest zoom that any iPhone has ever had, giving a 120mm equivalent optical lens supposedly at 12 megapixels. That gives us an optical range from 13mm to 120mm in our pocket. Sounds like a very useful tool for anyone trying to capture some quick candid photos while on the go. They say it's like having 7 lenses in one phone. That's a 13, 24, 28, 35, 50, 77, and 120mm. Even though that some of these options are not optical. Apple does some photography wizardry that enables a new series of portrait modes and the ability to use the 2 wide angle cameras in the parallel to shoot 3D spatial videos. That can then be turned into video and images with depth perception. I believe this is going to allow us to take a photo and change the focus point after the photo is taken. It's like that feature called post focus with Lumix cameras, giving us a lot of creative ability to produce the photos we want or fix the mistakes we made. Finally, Apple has decided to add USB 3 to the iPhone, which is going to allow us to transfer photos and videos much faster. Yes, this means you're going to be able to use one cord to charge your iPhone, your Macs, and your MacBook laptops, and your iPad, which is about time. I want to say, welcome Apple to the modern age. The cost of the iPhone 15 Pro is $999, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max, which has a 5x zoom, is available for $1199. Of course, I've never looked at my phone as a replacement for my full frame or even micro four thirds camera. But to be honest, I've used my iPhone more than any other device to take photos, like candid photos while I'm on the go, or created content for social media. Now, how well will this actually work in the real world? I'm not sure, but I'm excited to take some photos, shoot some video, and let you know later in a video. So stay tuned for that. Now, are you excited about this phone? Are these upgrades worth it for you? Are these prices too high, too low? Let me know what you think about the latest announcement of the iPhone down below. Tamron just announced the upgrade to their 70 to 80mm f2.8 lens for their SONY E-mount. The second generation of this lens is projected to be available in October. Let's talk about the new upgrades to this lens, the official release date, and its price. The fast aperture telephoto zoom lens features numerous improvements headlined by the addition of Tamron's proprietary vibration compensation. Even with vibration compensation, the lens weighs only 30.2 ounces and is 6.2 inches long. The original version didn't have any stabilization, so that's why it weighed slightly lighter and was slightly shorter than the second generation. Of course, Tamron promises this is going to deliver significantly sharper images at lower shutter speeds thanks to, well, it's obvious, the implementation of the vibration compensation. Tamron is saying it's the most compact and lightweight full-frame fast aperture f2.8 telephoto zoom with built-in stabilization that they've made. Of course, at this caliber, this lens has a weather-resistant construction. It has the same 67mm front filter thread as most of their Tamron lenses that are for Sony E-mount cameras. It's ready to work with the many Sony camera-specific functions like the fast hybrid AF and IAF. As I mentioned earlier, the Tamron 70 to 180mm f f2.8 VC G2 lens will be available for most retailers for about $1,300 beginning October 12th. Now, Sony shooters, is this something for you? Is the price sound fair for you? Is this a lens that has a place in your camera bag? Let me know down below. This week, Blackmagic comes back with a vengeance. The new Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K is the company's first full-frame camera, and one that it says takes our camera system into an entirely new direction. For what is packed into this film camera is mind-blowing for only $25.95. Their goal for this camera is to be disruptive and accessible. Let's get to what stood out to me. This camera features a massive 36mm full-frame sensor with a noticeable resolution of 6048 by 4032 pixels. Open gate. That's almost 3 times larger than a Super 35. This allows you to shoot with a shallow depth of field or use anamorphic lenses uncropped, while delivering 13 stops of dynamic range with dual native ISO up to 25,600. This is going to give you beautiful, low noise images in challenging lighting conditions. Personally, I'm happy that this camera has L-mount. This means that all of the Leica, Panasonic, and Sigma L-mount lenses are now available for this camera. With a 20mm flange distance means you can easily add adapters for a variety of lens mounts without impeding your image quality. With an L mount, you can get a single mount that works with a variety of different lenses. When using the dual noise gain ISO, the first base is at 400 and the secondary starts at 3200. Perfect for when shooting in dimly lit situations. You can shoot full 6K at up to 36 frames a second or shoot at 60 frames a second with a slight crop to it. You can also do 60 frames a second at 4K and 120 frames a second at full HD. Videographers, what do you think about the Blackmagic Cinema camera? Is this enough resolution for you? Is the price fair? Do you like the features that's packed in this camera? Let me know your comments down below. That's just a couple of big news updates last week in photography. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, don't forget to press that like, that share, that subscribe, and yes, smash that bell icon to get notifications for my upcoming videos. I'm Robert Silver, and until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching.